Let's jump to this next story. And this one's very interesting.
Yeah.
From Politico. Trump White House exerted pressure on FDA for COVID-19 emergency use authorizations, House report finds. The report by House Democrats examining the pandemic says Trump officials sought vaccine approvals to sway voters before the 2020 election. Isn't that a good thing? Is that I don't understand.
This is so
They're starting to attack Trump because he got the vaccines out. That was like the good thing Trump did.
I can't believe Trump did this to us.
You know what? I'm changing my opinion on him right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. Last night we had James Lindsay on, and on the after show we talked about the Hegelian dialectic. And I was like, what's a dialectic? A dialectic is when you create an opposition to what you're doing so that you can create a conflict which will get a new thing that you want.
Yep.
I think that's
So
what this is.
now they're creating a dialectic. What they're expecting is information is going to come out. Oh, I got damaged by the vaccines hurt me. Now they're trying to be like, okay, here's the thing to be a push against this Trump, so that we're going to get our outcome.
Maybe. I don't know. I do know.
And James was like, I was like, how do you stop that how do you defeat the dialectic? He's like, well, you expose it. It's like a magic trick. If you show people how to do the magic trick before you show them the trick.
But hold on. I don't know if I agree with that. I know there's a lot of people that are not fans of the vaccine. Trump got booed himself. Mm-hmm. YouTube recently removed the rule, and I don't know when, but probably in the past couple of weeks. It used to be that YouTube said you could not make claims saying that, how do I phrase this? You could not issue claims that the vaccine did not prevent or play a role in the prevention of COVID. It's like, that's very weird legal language. That's gone now. Now you can't claim that the vaccine doesn't prevent serious illness or death. It's like, it's weirdly phrased, but basically you can now claim, I guess, on YouTube, the vaccine does not stop the infection of COVID or something like that. The rules have changed. Here's the crazy thing. YouTube's rules used to say that you couldn't claim masks cause brain damage. They removed that.
Really?
I mean, that's weird. Like, what? Like, I don't think it does,
weird.
But you're allowed to claim it.
As in, like, it stops oxygen?
That was actually one of the rules. The rule used to be that you couldn't claim masks reduced your oxygen level. Now you can. They removed that rule against it. They also removed the rule. They said you could not claim masks cause lung cancer. They removed that rule.
Wow.
And that's weird.
What is happening?
I'm sorry. I just got to say, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm pretty sure masks don't cause lung cancer.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people wearing masks alone in a car, and I could see a correlate of brain damage with that.
I see what you're saying, but look. You know, here's what I want to say.
Correlation is not causation.
That's right.
Here's what I want to say about all of this. YouTube clearly has no idea what they're talking about. And I think everybody should be very careful about talking to politicians and pundits about their health care. I think Fauci, he was a doctor 30 years ago. He's a doctor by title now. I wouldn't take advice from TV doctors like Fauci, from politicians. Find a medical professional you trust. And I always bring this up because people are like, oh, but doctors are wrong or bad. And it's like, bro, Joe Rogan had a doctor. I had a doctor. Like, they did not, take the route you assume every doctor will take for you, but just make sure you trust the person you're talking to.
Multiple doctors. You don't just go to the doctor because that's the doctor. You got to seek people out, look for intelligence, listen to people, and listen to many, many people.
If you went to a doctor and you were like, Doc, I got a bum knee, and he went, well, time to amputate. You'd be like, no, I'm going to leave. But here's what I want to get to. You mentioned that the Hegelian dialectic, like maybe they're now teeing it up for people to make claims about vaccines causing injuries and things like that. Not so fast. Nate Silver responded with liberal elites pressured Pfizer to delay vaccine until after the 2020 election.
So interesting too.
This is really weird. Okay, I like to pride myself on, why would someone say a thing and then, I have a thought or an idea, not always right, but I'm like, here's what I think. I have no idea what they're doing. Nate Silver coming out, smearing liberal elites, saying they pressured Pfizer to delay the vaccine until after the election. Like, that's really, really bad for them. Democrats came out and said Trump was trying to rush the vaccine before the election. I don't know where this is going.
I heard a theory. I don't remember where I heard this from, so you guys are welcome to correct me in the chat, and then you, Adam. Sorry, I just got to squeeze this in there because I heard a theory that they're starting to realize that things are going to start coming out. People are going to start filing lawsuits maybe against Pfizer. I don't even know how that works, and they're trying to get ahead of it.
But I'm addressing that. This is the opposite of that. Nate Silver is coming out and attacking liberal elites for delaying the vaccine.
He's saying it's their fault, not Trump's fault.
But it's an inversion. It's the Democrats tried stopping the vaccine. They're bad guys. That's what that's what I'm saying. I understand. Last night when we were talking about it, we're like, obviously there's a lot of stories and claims about vaccine injuries. Here's my view on this. we had on the Surgeon General from Florida. And even he, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but the idea seems to be, look, man, if you give 200 million people 4 shots, like there's a propensity for injury. These things do happen. Right. And we need to be careful that we're not looking at a scale issue as opposed to a frequency issue. Is it an issue that, X causes Y amount of injuries, or is it X, causes, like, is it an issue that if you have 1 million people, 1% seems like a lot, as opposed to 1% of 100 seems like very, very little? That's why I'm just like, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this one, and I really want to avoid the partisanship. My whole point here is last night, in the member section, we were talking about how they're starting to turn on the vaccine. Like, this is the narrative now. All of a sudden, they're like, it's a bad thing Trump got it out. And I saw that, and we talked about it. Like, if they start turning on it in the next couple of years, they're going to say it's all Trump's fault. But then Nate Silver comes out. What is it? This is today.
Yeah, he tweeted about it.
And he's saying liberal elites tried blocking the vaccine.
It's very simple. When the narrative starts changing, all you have to do is share that GIF of Stephen Colbert dancing with the vaccines.
Oh yeah,
that's all you have to do.
Do
no, don't you? I remember.
But that's why I'm not convinced it's changing. I don't know why the Democrats issued this report. If Nate Silver is going to come out, went on TV or something, and then actually use that against Democrats, that's going to help swing states vote Republican or swing districts.
This is also assuming that liberal elites are Democrats. They might not even be American.
Well, he's talking about Democrats because they issued this report where they're going after Trump. But my point is, you're a swing district, right? These are not diehard Trumpers. We go down to Loudoun County, for instance, and there's a lot of people who are like leaning conservative, but they don't like Trump. They don't like MAGA and stuff like that. Democrats are trying to bank on that and get those voters. If Nate Silver's coming out now and saying this and using their own report against them, those moderate right-leaning individuals are going to be, they like the vaccine. They're going to be mad at Democrats for, this is a weapon for Republicans in swing districts to come out and be like, Democrats delayed this. Mm-hmm. They made the pandemic worse. That's basically what Nate Silver is saying.
I even think even Fauci retiring, there are a lot of things related to this. I think the ship is sinking. Lydia's point was the point I was going to make, is I think a lot of things are sinking and falling apart, and someone's going to be left holding the bag. And at this point, I think people are like, it wasn't me though. I was not on that ship. I didn't agree with that.
Mm. Look at this right here. Quote, Trump pushed for the vaccine approvals too fast is the worst possible critique of the Trump administration's COVID policy, Silver, founder of 538, tweeted. He then said, that probably saved a lot of lives. If anything, approval should have been faster. In a subsequent tweet, he wrote, liberal public health elites pushed Pfizer to change its original protocols that govern its authorization of vaccines so that the decision would be put off until after Election Day 2 years ago. That is a brutal condemnation of the Democratic establishment, that they would let you die to beat Donald Trump. Nate Silver is tweeting that out.
Does that surprise anyone, though?
What surprises me is that the Democrats came out with a report claiming Donald Trump was rushing unproved treatments and the vaccine as if it was a negative, instantly having that weaponized against them to show that Democrats were willing to let people die during a pandemic because they hated Trump that much.
Well, we saw
this is weird.
Well, we saw what happened with Cuomo, New York.
Mm-hmm.
No, man.
And I won't dive too deep in that, but
Gretchen Whitmer,
Newsom, same thing.
Yeah,
Dr. Levine.
Yeah, Dr. Levine.
Yep, always has been. Like, they don't care about you, and I think it's like going after. It's an abusive relationship, right? It's the I deserve to be hit. Like, that's how these people are living. They're broken. They think they deserve whatever it is they're getting, and it's going to get better one day if I just keep coming home, and dinner will be better next time.
Mandatory basic training for all Americans at age 18. Done.
There you go.
Well, like exercise? Yeah, well, you got to fix their diet too.
Yeah.
Make sure they eat healthy.
You guys know what basic training is, right?
Military.
Talking about military?
Yeah.
Like boot camp?
Yeah. I was kidding though, but
well, I am afraid. That's all I know. How many vaccines should I have now?
Probably 8.
I'm actually double vaccinated.
I think the current
nice.
CDC schedule is 14 or something.
I think it's 5 for COVID now.
5
5
COVID
total?
vaccines.
I could be wrong because it's 2 for the initial, and then they've got 3 boosters now, I think.
I know there were 2 boosters, and I think they came out a couple weeks ago and asked for a 3rd one.
Yeah, I think the new one is because it's for Omicron or no, it's the new variant is something else.
G?
Something else.
I believe
G27.
it's actually called Ligma.
Thought it
Oh
was
no, okay, thank you.
No, it's not. Yeah, I see what you're doing. He thought he was going to get
No?
us.
I like how
No,
you
no.
pointed out that they don't care. You say like the leadership doesn't care about you or me. And I kind of believe that because they don't know who you are. They're just looking at spreadsheets of numbers. I have 750,000 constituents. 26% of 26,000 have cancer. 170,000 are obese, and they got these numbers, and they're trying to like move puzzle pieces around. If I do a vaccine that prevents 36%, and I do it to this percentage of the population, they have no, and that's not how medicine functions. Realistically, that's why they're looking at 3D printing medicine, individually tailored to the individual. I think that's the future of medical practice in a lot of ways.
We were talking about the other day how it wasn't until like 1993 clinical trials had to include females separate.
Yeah.
So it used to be that they would take men, give them a drug, see what happened, and then said, there you go, women by body weight. And then eventually people were like, hey, like women have different hormones and different body structures, and these drugs aren't working the same way. So we started to discover that painkillers, for instance, weren't working on women. They would, the painkillers we would give to men would work. They'd give the same ones to women, and women would complain, and the doctors would be like, they're just whiny women, And in reality, it's like, hey, wait a minute. It's not
These
working.
broads.
Yeah. So then I think it was in 1993, they were like, we need to have separate clinical trials for male and female. And that's kind of amazing. And now that's probably going to go away because of weird.
Yeah, how do they know
gender
what's a
laws.
female, though?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.